Today is the 4th of July, 2013, and it is not a Buddhist holy day, but it is an American holiday. I don't think we call it a holy day. But I was just struck by a quote from Venerable Thubten Chödrön that was on her Facebook page that I guess Joey, our dear friend Joey, who monitors the Thubten Chödrön Facebook page, had put up. I think she took it from Don't Believe Everything You Think. And it was in a 4th of July thought, where Venerable Chödrön was talking about the fact that as Americans we, of course, are very proud, and in some ways rightfully so, of the freedoms that we have. I mean, very much so. But she said, really, as long as we're under the influence of karma and afflictions, are we free? And that's true whether we're Americans or Canadians or Germans or Mexicans or American Vietnamese or French Canadians or whatever we are. You know, as long as we're under the influence of karma and afflictions, what kind of freedom do we have? Which brings up a topic. It came up in the discussion when I was just in Boise about what is free will and how strongly we cling to our, I think, quite a Protestant concept of free will, personal determination as living beings, that we can make our choices and that that our actions are not predetermined by our karma, was sort of the conversation. But I mean, and I had to say, that's an interesting thing to think about, but free will is not really a Buddhist concept. Not because we don't choose moment by moment where we put our mind, what actions we're going to do, whether we're going to engage in virtuous actions or non-virtuous actions. I mean, we do make that choice moment by moment. And it comes from the conditioning of this life, past lives, from our families, from our society, from our education, and from the accumulation of habits of following our karma and affliction since beginningless lives. So, you know, you can really think about, well, how much freedom is that, really? So, I think it's very important to rejoice if we are living in this country or in any country where we have the religious freedom in order to pursue this kind of thinking, where we are not dictated to as to what we can and cannot believe, where we actually, if we wish, can have the photo of His Holiness the Dalai Lama on our desks and on our altars to remind us of our aspiration. These are great things to appreciate. And it's important to acknowledge that the conditions that have brought this about in this country and in many places in the world actually have, we can trace to the, quote, founding fathers, to the founding principles of the United States government, and to a lot of good and a lot of virtue, a lot of people with good intent wishing to benefit others and to bring a sense of freedom, free choice, free capacity, free, capacity to pursue happiness. And freedom of religion was very, very strong in that. So we can really rejoice in that. But as you're picnicking, or as you're out bicycling, or, you know, as you're in front of your computer right now, but, you know, as you're listening to the fireworks in the background or enjoying the whatever, it's really, and offer the fireworks. Offer the fireworks. They're really beautiful things to offer. It's also really important to reflect on the kind of freedom that we aspire for ultimately, to be completely free from the afflictions that cause our negative actions, to completely eliminate the any trace of the karma that's in our mind streams, to cultivate all of our good qualities, and to be of benefit to all living beings. And then rejoice that we have the opportunity, that we have met the teachings, that we live in a place where they can be shared freely, where we can gather 3 or more people are not illegal, where we can really, really rejoice in those kinds of things, and wish that all beings everywhere can have the temporal freedom like that, but also more more particularly that we can all be free of our karma and afflictions, develop all our good qualities, and be Buddhas to fulfill our potential. So that's the 4th of July message.